What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you stopping by for the first time, do me a real quick favor. See the red subscribe button down below? Go ahead and push that and show your support for the channel. Those of you stopping by that have been here before, welcome back to TLTG Reviews, my friends. Glad you came to see me. So, definitely a list that needs updating. Been quite a while, it's been months since the last time I did one of these lists. A few things have changed in the collection. I rebought something that I had ran out of before I even started the channel. And high compliment factor, things have changed from newer things. So I'm bringing to you today my 10 most complimented fragrances in my collection. Let's jump into it. So first and foremost is one that I don't wear all the time, but somebody does make a comment on it. Nothing negative. And it's not always a, oh, you smell so good. It's like, man, what are you wearing? What is that? I consider that positive. We'll go compliment route with that. So starting off at number 10 is one that couldn't make this list last time because I didn't have it then. It's definitely gonna make the list this time. We're talking about Creed Aventus. That's right. Every time I wear it, somebody says something about it. Somebody smells it, and this is one that I find the performance isn't crazy. I mean, it projects heavy for a while, but as far as longevity, I don't get crazy longevity. I get about 7 hours. Usually about the 6 hour mark, I'll throw 2 more sprays on my neck and refresh. I actually do refresh when I wear Creed Aventus. I have a 19S11 batch, which is, from my understanding, I guess the best batch from last year from what I've read, but don't get me wrong, it smells amazing. And that's the reason it's on this list, because it does get talked about when I wear it. Because even though it's as popular as it is, I'm not necessarily always around people that are wearing Creed Aventus. So I tend to stand out more than you would think when I do wear Creed Aventus. So the number 10 spot, Creed Aventus. All right, moving into the number 9 spot is a favorite of mine. Once the bottle gets low enough, it's gonna get a rebuy for sure. Not the strongest performer, but I'll tell you what, it's very mass appealing. People like the way it smells in my experience. And we're talking about Coach for men. I love this fragrance. It smells very, very good. The ambergris, the amberwood, the pear, the suede. It's very mass appealing. It's pretty much Coach's blue fragrance, don't get me wrong. But it just smells so dang good. It really does. And every time I wear it, somebody says something. It's mainly in that first 2 hours or so when I'm kind of pushing. But I usually refresh about the 5 hour mark because I only get about 5-6 hours with this fragrance. And then at that point, somebody will say something again because you have a pretty good little scent bubble going in that first 2 hours and people can smell you. And when you walk by, it's got a very attractive scent trail. So it's the number 9 spot, Coach for Men. Moving into number 8, another one that's relatively new to the collection. Buddy of mine in the fragrance groups, Anthony, actually when the hype was going around about these being on clearance at Kohl's for these gift sets, he asked me, hey, you want me to grab one for you? Absolutely, and I'm so glad he did, because what separates this one is that chestnut dry down. I love this one. It's very warming. I've only worn it a few times, but it's garnered some serious attention every time I've worn it, and that's from Emporio Armani, the Stronger With You. I know it's not everybody's favorite. Oh my God, but it just smells so good. I can't wrap my head around how some people aren't fans of this, because I see bottles get sold, like levels will get about right here and people will sell them or put them up for trade. I just can't wrap my head around how people want to get away from this fragrance because it is so good. I have not smelled Stronger With You intensely, but I'll tell you what, the original's amazing. And I'm sure if I was to smell the intense version, I might want that one too. So I kind of avoid certain things until I can really enjoy the original. But Stronger With You, high compliment factor to say the least. Moving into number 7 is a favorite on this channel, and it's a favorite amongst most frag heads. Every time I wear it, somebody says something. Coffee, chocolate, Maninka fruit. That's right. Sorry about the shake on the camera. We're talking about Boss the Scent Private Accord. This thing, and it pushes for a while too. The scent trail on this one's beautiful. It smells amazing out the atomizer. It smells amazing off skin, but it smells even better in the scent trail. The scent trail is where this thing shines. And the compliment factor, like I said, it is high on this bad boy. It's higher and higher as we go through the list, but this is one that could not be put off of this list. It had to make it. I've worn it several times at this point. I've actually sent a decant to Mr. Cheap Scents. That's where some of this dent was. But I've sprayed it many times, and like I said, every time I wear it, very least, one comment, one compliment, something positive about how good I smell. Boss Descent, Private Accord. Moving into number 6. This was in the list the very first time I made this list. Months ago, early in the channel, beginning stages of the channel. I think it was within the first month of me doing videos. And it still reigns true. It's still one of my favorite winter fragrances. It hasn't been cold enough for me to wear it in the last week. I had planned on wearing it and it just hasn't been cold enough. It just hasn't been cold, unfortunately. But every time I wear this one, big scent bubble, lasts forever. And my God, people love how it smells. And I don't blame them. It's Giorgio Armani code Profumo. Shout out to Justin Copeland. I saw you just got this in a designer unboxing. I missed the live. Sorry about that, man. I missed the live. But I saw this is one of the fragrances you grabbed, a little 30 ml, hashtag 30 ml gang, like you were talking about. I get a lot of these small bottles too, man. And glad you got it back in your collection, because I'm glad to have it in mine. This thing smells amazing, and as a matter of fact, we're going to give it a little shot right there so I can smell it for a little bit. So good. Look, guys, I get it. Absolut's great. This is better than Absolute. Call it blasphemy as y'all, if you want. Armani Code Profumo is my favorite from the line. Compliment factor, another one. Very high. All right, moving into this top 5. This is one that is a recent rebuy. So when I did date night fragrances, which I need to update that list too, and different situations, but it's definitely a high compliment getter for sure. It's been reformulated, you know, there's Grail batches, you know, before 2014 and earlier, between 2010 2014, that's the batches everybody wants to get because of the performance. And I understand all these things. I had a early 2018 bottle. It was a 40 ml bottle that did run out before I started the channel. That's why you've never seen it on the channel before. I recently rebought 100 ml. And my wife absolutely loved it. My brother gave me a compliment on it. We went out to dinner, the infamous dinner that gave us food poisoning. It's tried and true. It's one of the most popular fragrances in the world. It's one of the best selling. It's one of the best smelling. Yves Saint Laurent, La Nuit de l'Homme. Finally got another bottle of it. It was time. It was long overdue. And believe it or not, I actually get in that 7-hour range on this. And I project pretty heavy for a couple of hours. Like it filled in the room when I first sprayed it the last time I wore it. And I understand everybody knocks the performance, but I mean, I get even my last bottle, I get really good performance. I don't know if it's my oily skin, because my skin does not drink these fragrances. The top of my hand will, because my hands are kind of dry, but the rest of my body, I'm a relatively oily guy. And I'll tell you what, every time I've ever worn La Nuit de l'Homme, somebody says something, as long as it's within that first 4 hours or so, because you can smell me pretty easily within that first 4 hours. So number 5, La Nuit de l'Homme. Glad to have it back in the collection. Moving into number 4. So this one kind of dropped a little bit on the list because I have not been wearing it as much. It's still my fragrance. I still love it. It's amazing. Every single time I wear it, I get compliments. Because this is another one, compliment factor, straight up. Gotta like sweet fragrances though. It's Invictus, Paco Rabanne. Still my favorite fragrance, guys. I still love this fragrance. I'm always gonna have this fragrance. There's always gonna be times when I don't know what to wear and I'm gonna say, you know what? I haven't worn Invictus in a couple of weeks and I'm gonna pop 6, 7, 8 sprays on and be way too heavy and be projecting way too loud and enjoy every second of it because I love Invictus. Invictus is great. Eventually I'll try Hawas, but I really don't see the need if it smells just like this because I have this. I'm cool with having things that smell like, because they're slightly different. But if it smells just like, then it's redundant. So number 4 spot, if you haven't checked out Invictus, it's because you don't like sweet fragrances in my mind. Because you have to like sweet. It's aquatic and sweet, but it's loud. It performs. If you like beasts, this is a beast. Like I said before, hope this isn't getting annoying. Compliment factor, high. Moving into number 3, one that may shock you that it's this one and not one of its flankers. You'll know what I'm talking about when you see it. Every time I wear this, somebody's got something to say. because it screams off my skin because of the eau de toilette concentration. It's very volatile components in the opening in the mid, in the top and the middle in this fragrance. And it just smells so damn good. The compliment factor is, I'm not gonna whistle and do thumbs up anymore, guys, I'm sorry. I might do it one more time. But high compliment factor. Another one, been reformulated. People complain about its performance. Another one that I get about 7 hours. It's loud for a few hours off my skin, just like La Nuit de l'Homme. And I get similar results with this as I do with La Nuit de l'Homme. This is Viktor and Rolf. This is Spicebomb. Man, I love this fragrance. Get it to focus real quick. It's such a good fragrance. Some of you are probably like, Jesus, not Spicebomb Extreme? Get good results with Spicebomb Extreme as well, but I didn't want to put multiples from one line. Otherwise, Invictus Acqua 2018 would be in here. I had to go with which one gives me the best chance at a compliment, or in the history of me having it has given me the most that I can think of. Invictus beats out Invictus Acqua. Spicebomb beats out Spicebomb Extreme. Believe it or not, the originals do better for me than the flankers. And I love the flankers. I'm a flanker guy. Like if I had endless money and unlimited funds, I'd have every L'Homme and La Nuit de l'Homme fragrance that's ever come out. Because that's cool. I get it. People have the collections and they want to stun it and all that. Like have the big wall of YSL fragrances. I'd love to do that. Maybe one day. But for right now, back to the fragrance. Every time I wear this one, this is without a doubt the epitome of a spicy compliment fragrance. It gets the job done. People love how it smells, it performs, it's versatile. You can wear it in a lot of situations. You can go casual and you can dress this one up as well. And go easy on the sprays, you can go in the summer with Spicebomb. This is really a year-round fragrance to me. So at the number 3 spot, Spicebomb, Viktor and Rolf. Number 2 is relatively new to the collection. It's been on the channel quite a bit here lately because I'm having a love affair with it. I love this fragrance. It's every time I wear it, multiple compliments, and it's so strong. That's the crazy thing. A lot of the times, stuff that's crazy strong will be off-putting to some, but some things that are really strong, like Invictus, gets the job done, you know? This is another one. It's kind of niche and niche. It's a niche fragrance, but it's niche and niche, and it's in the people that are going to like this scent because it's such a smoky incense with a sweet tobacco and kind of a raw sweet tobacco. What are we talking about? It's Mancera Red Tobacco. It's always hard to get it to focus. The reason I can comment on things focusing, because I'm trying out the front-facing camera now, because I can go 4K on this one, so I figured, hey, let me try doing it from now on so I can actually see what's going on, see when we lose in focus, and I don't have to worry about the autofocus lock anymore that I've had trouble with in the past from it touching my stand. So I'm able to see. Just a little quick side note. I can see myself right now, so I can see when this focuses. See? There it is, nice and focused. Red Tobacco is a stunner. For some, it's too strong, because this is powerful. This is the epitome of that Mancera power, longevity, projection. It's a monster. This is one of the loudest, most powerful fragrances I've ever smelled, ever worn, ever owned, ever seen. You gotta like strong. Even one spray is gonna do fine. If you wanna be subtle, that's the most subtle you're gonna get with this fragrance, is going one spray, shh, behind your neck. But the aroma in the air, that's what we're talking about today. And this is such a sweet aroma. Not a sweet fragrance aroma. When I say sweet like people enjoy it. It's delectable for a tobacco fragrance without having a lot of honey and stuff like that. It's just different to me. People compare it to Herod and stuff like that. I find Herod smells different from this one. This is better than Parfums de Marly Herod to me. This is my favorite tobacco fragrance. I know Naxos is a honey bomb and all these different things. That smells great too. All these tobacco fragrances smell wonderful. But this is TLTG's favorite for many reasons. It smells the best to me and gets me the most compliments. And I'm gonna do it one more time for you guys. Compliment factor on this one, high. And then last, but most certainly not least, I used to have a 40 ml bottle. Now I have a 75 ml bottle. And the tail end of the year, I haven't sprayed it as much as I did in the spring and summer. But some things have not changed. Still my most complimented fragrance. It's still that Swiss Army knife fragrance if you could only choose one. a year, I still say this is that one. This is the safe bet. It's a safe fragrance for sure. It's a safe DNA. It's a reinterpretation of an old superstar DNA. And it's still great. I don't care what anybody says. It's from Giorgio Armani, Acqua Profumo. I still love this fragrance. It's still one of my favorites in my collection. It's very loud off of my skin. It lasts for a very long time. It's a Parfum concentration. This is a must-have. Staple. Staple. Cornerstone. It's a column on the building. It's a pillar. In my opinion, must-have fragrance in any man's collection. If you got 5 fragrances, one of them needs to be Acqua Profumo for that small of a collection, because it could be just the one fragrance if you only wear one. You just got that one that you wear for everything. You spray it when you get out of the shower, you spray it to go to work every day, you spray it to go to dinner, you spray it to go to weddings, you spray it for anything and everything. It's good for anything and everything. This is the ultimate Swiss Army knife fragrance to me. And it's the most complimented fragrance in my collection. I know somebody's gonna say something when I wear this. No doubt, no doubt. I don't think it's ever happened where somebody hasn't complimented how I smell in a positive manner when I wear Acqua Profumo. So, with that said, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate all the feedback. I love hearing from you guys. Some of your favorites on this list. Do you get similar results that I get with some of these lower performing reformulated fragrances, but the compliment factor is still, do it one more time for you guys. Hi. I love doing that. Hope it didn't bother you guys, because I think it's kind of different from my videos. But anyways, you'll notice a lot of Spurs hats. Been busting them out. I actually have 7 Spurs hats. Been having them, and now that I'm in San Antonio, I'm gonna kind of give my Spurs hats a run. Quick disclaimer and side note. I do have over 300 hats. Not even close to that amount made the trip. So kind of been a running kind of joke in the group among people close to me that I always wear a different hat in a video, and that's by design. So you're about to see some repetitive hats for probably the first time on my channel, because I only brought like 20 hats with me. So you're gonna see some repetitive. Now you're gonna see all my Spurs hats first, but you'll see my PlayStation hat and both my PlayStation hats, and you'll see some Braves hats you've seen before and Saints hats you've seen before. So just a little quick disclaimer. But until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on some of these fragrances we discussed today and you give them a spray now, you might get a couple of compliments. You very well could thank me later. Have a good one, guys.